guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's a video because it's been highly requested for me to do a comparison of these two products. I know there are a ton of these types of videos on YouTube that compare these exact same products, but some of you guys wanted my input on it because they are products that I use a lot, pretty much all the time in my videos. So I decided to just go ahead and post this for you. I thought also with the upcoming holiday season, some of you guys might be debating which one to ask for Christmas or whatever holiday that you celebrate, or if you wanted to give it as a gift to someone. So you'll see that mine are a little bit banged up, very well loved and dusty and powdery and scratched a little bit, but that's because I love these two things and I've used them both a lot, like all the time. And that is the battle of the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette and the Anastasia contour kit. So this one did come out, the Anastasia one did come out before the Kat Von D one quite a bit, maybe I want to say a year, maybe it wasn't that long, maybe it was 6 months or something, but Anastasia was sort of, this kit here was kind of the one that started the whole contour kit craze, and a whole bunch of brands started coming out with them. This was the original beauty, and I got it when it first came out because at that point I really wanted to get into bronzing and contouring and highlighting, but I didn't really have all that many products. You guys know eyeshadow has always been my big love, and face products took a little bit more time for me to get into. And so I decided to go ahead and buy this palette to try and, get into it, and I'd have a variety of things that I could turn to. Well, I loved this palette a lot. It is a great palette. I have nothing bad to say about it. It blends really well. The pigmentation is great. I would say in terms of, I'm kind of skipping right to this one, but okay, let me just show you guys this one. Kat Von D I got a little bit more recently, but it's like quite disgusting. I don't know if you can see up close, like this thing is like, and yes, I know I haven't taken off the plastics on my mirrors. I'm really weird about that. I tend to just leave the plastic on there because it's very rare that I use the mirror that's in the kit. So I just leave it there to protect the mirror. I don't know. I'm weird like that. But anyways, this is what this one looks like. So side by side, they look like this. They are very similar. They have the same kind of idea going to them. But I would say in terms of blendability and pigmentation, they're pretty even in my book. They are both high quality brands, high quality products. You cannot go wrong with either or. I say where it differs for me, and the reason why I do use the Kat Von D Shade and Light a lot more now that I have it than the Anastasia, I don't know, people say it different. When I first got this one, I actually used it every single day because that's pretty much all I had, and I loved it because I didn't really have much else, and it worked really well because it is a very high quality product and it's amazing. But then I did notice when I am at I can use this when I am tanned in the summer, and I can use it pale too, but I did notice that when I was at my palest, the colors did show up slightly orange on me. Now, I wouldn't say these are very extremely orange toned compared to some other bronzing products that are out there, but in terms even of the contour shade, this one's the coolest one in the middle, it still wasn't ashy enough on me. Like, I know that sounds, for some people, ashy is not a good word, but for me, I want it to look like a shadow, and I am so white in the winter that this kind of still veered orange instead of more of a gray taupe-based color. So as much as I loved this, I had to work with it a little bit more so that it wasn't like a weird orange line. I had to blend it a lot more, and there were some days where I just couldn't be bothered to like work with it, and where I just put it on and I felt like it looked too orange on me and it just didn't work. And so when I saw the Kat Von D one come out, I mean, I was excited, but I thought I'm not going to go buy another contour palette. I already have this one, until I went to Sephora and I swatched them because they were side by side, and I noticed that the coolest shade, which is this one here, was a lot more gray based, a lot cooler toned, and this palette was a lot warmer tone overall. And so I would say if you were to choose between these ones, it really comes down to the fact, well, I would recommend going to swatch them first of all. You might like the pigmentation or blendability more of one or the other, but I would say that if you prefer warm toned colors on you, and if you're a little bit deeper in skin tone, this palette would really be a better choice for you. And I forgot to mention as well that this palette does have, this is the light version, there is a dark version as well, or a medium version, or I don't know, like a darker version of this one for darker toned girls, which I love. I think that's such a great alternative because most palettes, they only come in one color selection, and they're usually aimed more towards lighter skin tones, but I really love that Anastasia has the option to buy the darker version, as well as you can buy individually these pans and refill them or change up the colors that are in here on the website. You have the option to buy a whole bunch of different colors, so I think that that is really, really cool because the shade that I would use the most is the contour shade, and I will run out of that one first, and if you can just rebuy that one, that's really, really great instead of having to rebuy this whole palette if there are colors that you don't use as much. Where the Kat Von D one, you do not have the option to do that, and I think that that kind of sucks a little bit just because I can already tell that this one I'm wearing down quite quickly. I absolutely love this shade so, so much. And I will run out of it way before I ever hit pan on the other ones. I don't even think I'll ever hit pan on the other ones just because I don't use them nearly as much. But I would say if you do prefer cooler tones and you are very fair skinned, this palette is a lot like more geared towards you. It will suit you a lot better. I also find that the yellow banana shade in the Kat Von D one is a lot more wearable for people who have light skin. Again, because I love when a lot of the beauty girls here do looks where they use that yellow powder underneath to highlight, and I never understood why it didn't work on me. Like, I could not put this yellow powder, even though it looks beautiful. It literally looked yellow on me because my skin was lighter than the powder. It wasn't, I find that the yellow in this palette, again, I can only use if I'm like my version of extremely tanned in the summer, where, and keep in mind that the camera does wash me out. Like, I kind of find that on camera I look the same color year round almost. Like, you can tell the difference, but you can't pick up how tanned I actually am in the summer on camera, where I'm a lot like browner than it seems in real life kind of thing. So anyways, and I know that by the color of my foundations. But like when I look at myself on camera, I don't look that different. So just keep that in mind. It's also because I'm sitting in direct like lighting, and now I'm in direct sunlight, so that's probably why I look a little bit more like yellowy orange, or you know, things like that. Anyways, you guys get it. So I found that this yellow here is a lot finer and a little bit more translucent and lighter, so I can get away with wearing this underneath my eyes. I'm still able to pull it off now, even in November. I'm filming this in November. I'm pretty sure it's gonna go up in November. You guys know I pre-film a lot of videos for like around like finals time, so December's might have a lot of pre-filmed videos. But anyways, I've been able to continue to wear it. I don't know if January, February, when I'm at my palest, I might not reach for the yellow because it does give a little bit of hint of a yellow tone. But overall, this yellow is more wearable for me. So the shades that I use the most is definitely this one here and the yellower one. These like highlights are very pretty. I just don't get that much use out of them. This one I really, really like in the summertime to like bronze, to make like myself a lot more bronze. Or this time of year when my foundation is a little bit too white, but I can't use my darker foundation. I'm kind of in between, so I use the really white one, but then my like body is still a little bit darker, so I like add a little bit of like bronziness just to like even it out. And I think that this color is perfect, my perfect color to do that. I also love this color, like all of them, but this color as an eyeshadow looks beautiful. I love to use, that's like one of my new things, that when I'm kind of struggling to put together a makeup look really quickly, I love to turn to my contour palettes because they contour the eyes and they make your eyes look phenomenal without even trying. So I really, really love both of these. I cannot pick one that I would say this one is better than this one or this one is better than this one. For me, this one is the one that I would pick. Instead of repurchasing this one, I would repurchase this one just because the colors suit me a lot better, and I can get away with doing a contour with this one year round, where this one, it's a lot more challenging. I have to work with it a lot more just because of the colors. If Anastasia came out with a cooler toned version, then they would probably be tied, but right now this one's cool, this one's warm, so this one's the winner for me. But if you prefer warm, then this one would probably be the winner for you. And you would have the opposite problem. You would want Kat Von D to release a warmer toned like selection. I do think that these are they are on the cooler toned side, but that's kind of what contour palettes are supposed to be. They're supposed to be a little bit cooler toned, but there is a good variety. They're not so cool toned that you cannot get away with wearing them. Sorry if I'm looking a lot in the viewfinders because I'm trying to not have all this powder fall down on me. Should probably just have cleaned it before this. Anyways, so I think that it is kind of neutral. It leans a little bit cool, but it's not so cool that it's ashy or anything like that, at least not on me. So I love both of these. I think they're both high quality, amazing, amazing palettes. In terms of packaging, they are very similar. I didn't really talk about that. The Kat Von D is a little bit thicker than the Anastasia, but I mean, they're very compact and like sturdy, like hard shell palettes, which I really like. They both have the like magnetic closure, so they stay closed, and I like this kind of packaging. The only thing is that this one is a little bit more compact than this one. You can see the difference in like the length of it, so it's a little bit smaller. In terms of size, Anastasia, they are 0.11 ounce each. They are all the same size in this palette, 0.11 ounce. So the three smaller ones on the top are all three of them are 0.08 ounces, and then the bigger ones are 0.16 ounces. So basically, the three on top are 0.8, so they're a little bit smaller than the 0.11 in this one, but then the bigger ones compensate with 0.16 instead of 0.11. So it kind of makes sense that they gave you a little bit more of the bronzing shades, because those are the ones that you use more of than the highlighting ones, but I don't think that it's a big deal that this one they didn't do that. I love both of these palettes. I will be honest, now that I've got the Kat Von D, I have not really reached for this one at all, just because the Kat Von D one looks better on me, but that's the only reason. So I hope this video was helpful. I know I didn't really tell you like this one is not worth your money and this one is, because they both are worth your money. If you're looking for a great contour palette to make your life easier, it's very straightforward. You don't have to like go through a million steps. Very easy, beginner friendly as long as you practice a little bit and you blend it out well. I would say either of these would do the trick for you. You just really have to test out the colors, maybe ask at Sephora for them to try it on you and see which color they think are better. But in general, if you're a little bit more fair and cool toned to begin with, you're going to want to go with the cool toned one. And if you have like warmer skin and you have a little bit darker skin, then the warm one might be better for you. So just check those out. They are both great options. The sun just came out and it's like completely changed the lighting, so I apologize for that. But that's about it. I just wanted to give you guys my thoughts. I hope that helped you guys out if any of you were wondering between the two. I know there's a lot of videos, but now you have my thoughts too. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thumbs up if you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye!